Hi guys, welcome to our new video. In this video, we will be learning about income statement modeling, wherein we'll be creating an income statement model from the scratch. So in case you guys have not watched my previous videos, I would recommend you to watch because this session will be interrelated and will be totally technical. So guys, whenever we have to prepare an income statement model, normally the practice is that we collect a trial balance. We collect a trial balance from our accounting system, then do some logical mappings, and then create a income statement. The reason why we are not doing directly, income statement at a GL level, is because the management may not be interested in too many details. Whenever they would want to see a face or a dashboard, they would be interested mostly on the key insights, on the top lines, on the, broader categories. But they don't want to really GL codes on the face. They will be interested to see the GL codes only if they want to drill down, if there are certain variances, unfavorable variances, negative or a positive driver that they would want to further investigate, then only they would want to further drill down because GL data is the base data. So, having said that, the primary step in your income statement modeling is to understand your chart of account, and you have to maintain that chart of accounts in your spreadsheet. So, this is a GL account and name. This is a totally, fictitious dummy data that I have prepared. And you can see this is, kind of different GL codes, different, some of them are related to profit and loss, expenses, incomes, and some of them are related to assets, liabilities like cash, accounts payable. So I can see that all of my, GL codes are reflected here in my example. Now I am unhiding some of my columns, and consider it to be a magic. Okay, because I would want you to understand how the mappings work. Okay, so basically what I have done here is I have created three more mappings. So I have just logically classified, grouped my GL account to better categories so that it would make sense for my management to see the data. So firstly, I have classified whether it's a profit and loss or a balance sheet item. So if I want to show you that all my GL will either belong to my profit and loss or a balance sheet. So I have accordingly mapped that. Then there are certain broader categories, FS categories that I have considered, like revenue, direct expenses, operating, non-operating, long-term assets, current assets. So these are more broader categories. This is a pretty standard one that you can always keep that in your model. And this is more, the third mapping is FSLI mapping, financial statement line item mapping. This is more granular and this is totally business specific. So since this is a hospital or a healthcare dummy data, you can see that mostly my data that I have created here is related to that, outpatient programs, partial hospitalization programs, payroll, cost of supplies are all related to that businesses. So this is more, adding one more relevant mapping to classify my GL accounts. So I hope this is clear till now before we proceed to see the trial balance. Now, guys, coming to trial balance. So, trial balance is normally extracted from your ERP system or an accounting system. And you can see a format here wherein I have, got a TB from my system wherein, there are multiple periods. I can select the period that I would want to extract TB. You can do that. And then there are certain columns that I have created as, mappings, categories, checks. I believe these columns were already, there in my master, COA mapping master. So, all of these are already mapped. So the reason I have again, put these dimensions here is because I want to always do a double check. Whenever my TB is extracted, I just want to ensure that, if there are new GL additions or any deletions, I can accordingly tackle that. So, primary step is whenever I get TB, I need to perform a check whether my new GL was added or not. And for doing that, you can just do a simple VLOOKUP function. Okay. So let me write down this function. And you can see that, I'm just doing a VLOOKUP to do a check whether any new GLs have been added or not. Simple check. Oh, I think I missed out. Yeah. So you can see that I'm getting my, GL account. And if I further drag it, so there are no NAs. If I want to search, there are no NAs. Okay. So if I have to really check, if I really want to play around, any of these, maybe I can try and change this. Okay. So if I change this, you can see that suddenly it becomes NA. So there could be a possibility in real life whenever you are getting a trial balance, there can be additions, deletions. And as a primary check, you will ensure that whatever GLs the TB has, whether you have that same GLs in your master or not. If not, then you will have to update your master. So in this case, I can see that this particular GL code was not there because I was having 410110 as my GL account name. Okay, probably they would have renamed it. So I could have, I can do this. If I do this, update my master, you can see my error will go away, and I can see this again, check that there are no NAs. So I hope this part is clear. So you'll have to always do a check. Then these are categories. Again, you will have to join the data. If you don't join the data at this step, you will never not be able to create the income statement phase. So I will probably use a different formula because I have already taught you VLOOKUP. You can try maybe an index. There are formulas like X product or X lookup also that you can try. So let me show you in case I want to bring my value. So let me select the array. So guys, this is not an Excel class, but I will be showing you certain cool Excel tricks for you to, learn. And I would recommend you to, you know, learn that in detail because these are certain formulas that you will be using in your daily lives going forward. So if I have to search this, GL code here, let me quickly write this, and I have to get this FSLI mapping here. Okay, so this is one. So now you can see I have got this data because what I have given, as a range. And, since I have mentioned here, number as one, it is getting me data from the first column. So if I change it to two, and let me also freeze this because I will like to drag this formula. So you can now see I have received the FSLI mapping. Now if just I do a click, I can see I have all the mappings. Now if I want to further drag here, I have to make a small modification and my formula should work. Okay, so guys, so this is a step that you will have to do. And after this only, you can see that your data will flow to your final income statement phase. One check that you will have to always ensure, one more check, trial balance, total of trial balance is always zero. So you should always check, whatever your sum is, it should be total to zero. If not, then there is a problem. Okay. So I would always recommend you to have this check in your trial balance sheets in your financial model. So I don't have any values in this. Maybe, we can randomly put certain values, 100 to 2000, something like that. Into yeah. So I can further, drag this, and you can see since it's a rand between function, my values are changing. Okay. Now let me do a paste special. Now I have removed this rand between, so my values will remain fixed. So guys, now we have a, let us assume we are currently sitting in the month of May and we have a trial balance of May. But you can see that, the total is not tallying to zero because, we have assumed random values. So for this exercise, what maybe, we can do is, for saving the time, we can have this values like this. But I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to do here. This is one important check. If your TB here, in any case is not zero, you will always get an error in your final phase. So this is totally dummy data. So we are doing it manually. So I hope the TB part is clear. In our next video, we will be discussing on how to bring these numbers to the income statement. So I hope you would have learned a lot of practical things in this session. Hope to see you in my next video. Thank you.